The great writer Robert Louis Stevenson once said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant." Or consider the timeless wisdom from the Bible that still echoes through the ages. As you sow, so shall you reap. Even a modern figure like Keanu Reeves, a Hollywood superstar known not just for his stellar acting career, but also for his humble lifestyle and remarkable generosity, has affirmed, "When you truly understand karma, you realize you're responsible for everything in your life." These aren't random words. They're precious pieces of a larger puzzle about how money really works. Have you ever felt like money is an invisible rope tightening around your life? You work yourself to the bone, hustle like crazy, and money seems to pop in for a quick visit before vanishing like smoke. An unexpected bill, a surprise investment loss, out of nowhere, and suddenly you're stuck in that same old cycle of scarcity. It's as if some invisible bank is playing hide and seek with your wallet. If you're craving true financial freedom, that feeling where money flows to you naturally, steadily, enough to chase your passions, spend time with family, or even retire early to save your life, you're in the right place. I'm not here to hand you get-rich-quick investment tips or complex Wall Street tricks. Instead, we're diving into an ancient wisdom that stood the test of millennia, a principle that holds true even in today's cutthroat business world, the law of karma. And before we dive in, if you're ready to uncover the real secrets behind abundance and financial freedom, don't hesitate to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel now so you won't miss any enlightening messages in the future. Let me start by telling you about an extraordinary man. His name is Geshe Michael Roach. He's not your typical self-made billionaire or a financial genius born with a silver spoon. His story is far more remarkable than that. Picture this. Back in the 80s, an American guy, after spending 25 grueling years studying in an ancient Tibetan monastery in India, where he became the first Westerner to earn the title of Geshe, a Buddhist equivalent of a PhD, told by his teacher, "Son, now go back to New York and build a business." Did you hear that right? A monk, whose mind is steeped in sacred texts and meditation, is thrust into the concrete jungle of Wall Street with a mission to succeed without breaking a single ethical principle of his monastic vows. Sounds absolutely wild, doesn't it? But he did it. Geshe Michael Roach took a modest $50,000 loan and turned it into a global diamond empire called Andin International. By 2009, when he sold the company, it was raking in over $250 million in annual revenue, employing thousands of people worldwide. This wasn't some stroke of dumb luck or a magic formula you can buy online. His real secret lay in his perfect, unwavering application of ancient wisdom about how the universe actually works. He proved in the most vivid way that money and prosperity don't come from the outside, not from your job, your boss, or market swings. No, not at all. Everything, including the cash in your pocket, comes from you, from the seeds you've planted deep within your mind. This isn't just empty theory. This is a path tested and proven by a real person with real results, thriving right in the heart of the world's economic capital. His story is the most compelling evidence that you can absolutely seize the power to shape your financial destiny simply by changing how you see and interact with the world. Imagine the world not as a series of random, disconnected events, but as a vast garden of your mind. Every action, every word, and even every thought you have is like a tiny seed planted in that fertile soil. Those seeds will sprout, grow, and when the time is right, they'll bloom, shaping the entire reality you're living in. And yes, that includes your financial situation. Money keeps slipping away not because you're unworthy, but simply because some less than ideal seeds are blooming. But here's the incredibly good news. You have the power to change it all. So to truly start taking control of your money and creating real abundance, let's unpack a simple story that holds the entire secret of the universe, the story of the pen. Sounds odd, right? But trust me, once you get it, nothing will ever look the same. Most of us believe everything out there exists on its own, separate from us. Money's no different. We think it's this tangible thing sitting in our wallet or bank account, and whether it shows up or disappears depends on the market or dumb luck. But this story will show you a completely different truth. Imagine I'm holding something in my hand. I ask you, "What's this?" You'd probably say, "Oh, that's a pen." And you'd be right. You use it to write, take notes, or draw. But now picture a puppy bounding into the room. I hold up the same object in front of it. What does the puppy do? It pounces, chews, and plays with it like it's a toy or a bone. To the puppy, this is definitely not a pin. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this object a pin or a toy, fixed as one or the other by its own nature? The answer is simple but profound. No. It's not a pin by its own essence, nor is it a toy by its own essence. Before you or the puppy assign it any meaning, it's just an empty object, capable of being anything, a pin, a toy, depending on who's looking at it. It has no inherent fixed identity. This is the critical, absolutely critical point. The object itself isn't anything on its own. Its meaning comes from the one perceiving it. If this thing isn't a pen by its own nature, then where does the pen you see come from? It comes from your mind. More specifically, it comes from the karmic seeds you've planted in the past through your actions, words, and thoughts. When a pen seed in your mind blooms, it projects the image of a pen onto that empty object, and you see it as a pen. Likewise, when the puppy's seed blooms, it projects the image of a toy onto the same object. This brings us to the grandest realization. A truth that can completely transform your life. Everything in your world, every person you meet, every experience you have, and especially your money, doesn't come from some random external source. It all comes from the seeds in your mind, blooming and projecting onto the empty world around you. If money existed on its own, everyone who wanted it would have it easily. But the reality? The flow of money, you see, the abundance or scarcity you experience is the result of the seeds you've sown. Now let's apply the story of the pin to your money and see how it completely transforms the way you think and act about finances. First, understand that money has no fixed meaning on its own. A $100 bill isn't inherently good or bad, enough or lacking. To a hungry person on the street, it could mean a life-saving meal. To a wealthy collector, it's just a tiny piece of their stash. To a kid, it might be nothing more than a piece of paper with pictures to play with. The meaning of that bill and your feelings of abundance or scarcity don't come from the money itself. They come from the seeds blooming in your mind. This is huge. When you feel like you're short on cash, instead of complaining about fate, blaming the economy, your job, or tough markets, remember that scarcity is a projection of the seeds in your mind. And here's the good news. If you've unintentionally created lack, you can absolutely create abundance. Second, know that wealth comes from seeds of generosity, not hoarding. If money existed on its own, the hardest workers or biggest savers would always be the richest. But look around. Some people grind their whole lives and still struggle, while others seem to effortlessly thrive. Why? Because true wealth doesn't come from the physical cash you pile up. It grows from the generous seeds you've planted. If you want more money, don't just obsess over earning or saving blindly. Start giving. Give your time, effort, money, or knowledge to help others reach their financial goals. Every time you support someone with their finances, you're planting a massive seed of prosperity in your own mind's garden. I recall a story about Annan International. When they hit financial rough patches, the founder didn't focus on cutting costs or chasing desperate investors. Instead, he poured his energy into helping others in the diamond industry solve their problem. And the result? The biggest contracts, unexpected cash flows just started pouring into the company. It's mind-blowing. Finally, realize that financial problems are the blooming of bad seeds, not random events. When a massive bill hits out of nowhere, an investment tanks, or an income stream suddenly dries up, that's not bad luck. It's the precise result of a bad seed. Maybe a subtle act of taking what wasn't yours, a lie about money or even envy, that's now blooming. Instead of whining or blaming external circumstances, pause, take a deep breath, and use the story of the pin to reflect. Tell yourself, this bill, this loss, isn't coming from the insurance company or the market. It's coming from a seed in my mind. When you take 100% responsibility for it, you can immediately stop planting more bad seeds by worrying, getting angry, or complaining, and start sowing good ones to turn things around. This is the key to breaking the cycle of financial struggle that's been holding you back. And the best part? Your financial future is entirely in your hands right now. If everything comes from seeds and you have the power to plant new ones, then you have total control over your financial destiny. You're not stuck because of your past or current situation. Every moment is a golden opportunity to plant new seeds. You can change your financial reality by shifting how you think, speak, and act, starting this very second. Focus on the 4 steps of planting seeds with discipline. and I promise you'll see extraordinary changes. Look at the great examples, those who changed the world with their wealth. Andrew Carnegie, one of the greatest industrialists in American history, gave away most of his massive fortune to charity, building thousands of libraries across the country. He didn't cling to his money. He saw it as a tool to uplift society, to expand knowledge for millions. He planted seeds of generosity, and in return, he received extraordinary wealth. Even the Bible, Proverbs 11:24, puts it plainly. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. This isn't some random saying, it's an exact description of how generous seeds work. And here's your real power. You are 100% responsible for everything in your life, including your finances. That might sound heavy, but honestly, it's the best news you'll ever hear, because if you're responsible, you have total power to change it all. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're the architect, the creator of your reality. So instead of worrying, instead of diving into blind competition, open your heart. When you want something, help others get it first. This is the fastest, most effective way to plant seeds of prosperity for yourself. Now let's dive into a powerful practical tool I want to share with you, the 4 steps of planting seeds. This is the key to creating anything you want, especially when it comes to money. First, decide exactly what you want in one clear sentence. Be specific. For example, I want an extra $5,000 in my savings account by the end of this month, or I want a passive income of $10,000 a month. No vagueness, be sharp and direct. Next, and this is the crucial step most people skip, find someone who wants the same thing as you and help them get it. Remember, if you want money, help someone else get money. Want a new client for your business? Spend time helping someone else land a new client for theirs. Want a raise? Find a coworker and help them nail a performance review to get their raise. Want to clear crushing debt? Help someone else make a plan to climb out of theirs. Think about someone in your life, a friend, family member, colleague, or even a charity, struggling financially or chasing a similar money goal. That's your seed partner. Then, make a plan to help them and act on it every week. This isn't a one-and-done deal. Seeds need consistent watering to sprout and thrive. If you're helping a friend get out of debt, spend an hour or 2 each week reviewing their budget, finding resources, or sharing financial tips you've learned. If you want to boost your business revenue, find a struggling small business and share marketing strategies, or refer potential customers to them. Consistency, showing up regularly, is the key. Finally, my favorite step, practice coffee meditation, watering your seeds before bed. This is when you celebrate the good things you've done that day or week. Before you sleep, lie down, close your eyes, and spend 5-10 minutes thinking about the kind actions you took to help others. For example, today, I spent an hour on the phone with Mary, helping her map out a debt repayment plan. That felt so good. Really feel the joy, gratitude, and happiness from doing it. That positive, powerful vibe is like sunlight nourishing your seeds, making them sprout faster and stronger. This isn't some magical formula I made up. It's how the universe works. When you focus on giving what you want to receive, you activate a natural law, an unstoppable flow, and money will start rushing toward you in ways that feel effortless and almost unbelievable. So what happens when you're eagerly planting good seeds and then, bam, a massive bill hits out of nowhere or an investment goes south? That wave of despair, that helpless feeling can easily take over. But this is exactly when the wisdom of the story of the pen and the law of karma becomes absolutely critically important. When something unwanted happens with your money, never, ever point the finger outward. Don't blame the economy, the government, your boss, or the market. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and remind yourself. Everything comes from the seeds in your mind's garden. That unexpected expense, that loss, it's not bad luck or some random event. It's a not-so-great seed you planted in the past, now blooming. It could be a small act of dishonesty, a harmless lie about money, or even a fleeting moment of envy when you saw someone with a big windfall. Realizing this came from me isn't about beating yourself up or drowning in guilt. On the contrary, it's the key to setting you free. When you know everything comes from your seeds, you also know you have the power to plant new ones and change the outcome. A core principle we keep coming back to is this: the problem isn't the problem. The real issue isn't the financial hiccup itself, it's how you respond to it. If you react with worry, anger, or blame, you're unknowingly planting more bad seeds. But if you respond with understanding, calmly take responsibility, and turn to helping others, you're immediately sowing seeds of solutions, seeds that will bring you abundance and peace. This isn't some airy-fairy promise or a feel-good philosophy. This is the law of karma, a universal rule that never falters. It works like gravity. Whether you believe in it or not, it's always in motion. Taking 100% responsibility isn't a burden. It's the doorway to your ultimate power to shape your life. Now, to help you clear the weeds from your mind's garden and stop money from slipping away, we need to identify some bad seeds we often plant without realizing. First, let's talk about disrespecting others' property, subtle theft. This isn't just about stealing physical stuff like swiping something from a store or embezzling cash. It's way more nuanced, and we often don't even notice we're doing it. For example, do you use the office printer for personal stuff? Or scroll social media for hours during work time when it's not part of your job? That's misusing company resources for yourself. Not returning borrowed items on time, keeping a friend's book too long, or forgetting to repay a loan. These are subtle forms of disrespecting others' property. Wasting time by showing up late to work without notice, taking extra long lunch breaks, or half-heartedly doing your job just to clock out falls into this category too. Finally, being dishonest in transactions, like keeping extra change you weren't owed, lying about a product's quality to make a sale, or padding your work hours to get paid more, all plant bad seeds. Why does this hit your finances so hard? Simple. If you take what's not yours, whether it's time, energy, or stuff, you're planting seeds of scarcity. When those seeds bloom, your money gets taken or lost in all sorts of ways. Surprise expenses, missed business opportunities, or investments that tank. It's an ironclad rule. Even the Bible in Exodus lays it out in the 10 Commandments. You shall not steal, Exodus 20:15. This isn't just a moral law, it's a profound principle about how the flow of wealth works. Break it, and you're sabotaging your own financial stability. Ancient Tibetan wisdom also stresses keeping a pure mind in all transactions. Even a tiny act of subtle theft pollutes your wealth seeds, making your cash flow shaky and hard to control. So how do you fix or transform these seeds? Start by clearly recognizing the subtle thefts you've committed and feel genuine remorse, not self-punishment, just an honest desire to do better. Make amends if you can, return borrowed items, make up for wasted time, or even put in extra unpaid hours to balance things out with your employer if you've slacked off. Most importantly, plant the opposite seed. Focus on respecting others' property and being generous. Always return extra change the moment a cashier gives you too much. Be completely honest in every transaction, no matter how small. Donate time or money to nonprofits, like a local charity or a fund for kids' education. Make sure you're working hard and truly earning every penny you're paid. And finally, celebrate and appreciate what others have. When you see someone wealthy or successful, genuinely cheer for them. Feel joy for their prosperity, instead of envying or nitpicking them. That's a powerful seed for attracting the same. You might argue, but I just printed a few pages at work. What's the big deal? Here's the key. The material value of the act might be small, but the intention behind it is what plants the seed. A tiny seed can bloom into a massive flower. For quick results, start by never lying about money, even in the smallest way. Be fully honest and transparent about every expense and income, and most importantly, sincerely celebrate others' wealth. Next, we need to steer clear of lack of honesty in communication, lying about money. This is when you say things that aren't true, especially about finances, to gain a personal advantage or dodge responsibility. It could be inflating your income to secure a loan, lying about an asset's value to make a sale, hiding key financial details from a business partner or loved one, or making empty financial promises you don't intend to keep. Why does this hit your finances so hard? Simple. Lying about money plants seeds of vagueness, confusion, and loss. When those seeds bloom, your money becomes vague too. You can't figure out where it's going, where it's coming from, and it might slip away in baffling ways. It also erodes trust, which is critical for attracting wealth. Look at Abraham Lincoln, known as Honest Abe. His integrity and truthfulness didn't just build a rock-solid political career. They earned him unwavering trust from people, opening doors to massive resources to lead a nation. Jewish philosophy also champions honesty in all business dealings, seeing it as the bedrock of successful, lasting transactions. Dishonest dealings are considered a serious sin, directly impacting personal and communal prosperity. So how do you fix or transform this seed? Commit to absolute truth, starting with the smallest things, vowing never to lie, even if it's a harmless fib. When talking about money, use clear, precise language and avoid vagueness. Answer tough questions honestly instead of dodging or hiding within reason. Most importantly, plant the opposite seed. Focus on total honesty and transparency. Always tell the truth in financial dealings, even if you mess up. Own it and fix it. Share financial info clearly with those who need to know, like your accountant, business partner, or spouse. Help others be truthful or find clarity in their info. You might think, but sometimes I need to lie to protect myself or land a bigger deal. Sure, lying might bring short-term gains, but the seed of dishonesty will come back and destroy trust, the foundation of lasting financial relationships. Any benefits you get will be shaky and quick to vanish. For fast results, practice truth in numbers. When discussing money, ensure every figure, every commitment is 100% accurate. Lastly, but just as critical, envying others' wealth. This is that uneasy, resentful feeling when you see someone else succeed, get rich, or have what you want. It might be secretly wishing they'd lose so you could gain, bad-mouthing or criticizing their wealth, feeling jealous when friends or colleagues get promotions or make more money, or thinking it's unfair when others have what you're chasing. Why does this tank your finances? Because envy is a deeply toxic seed. It's like telling the universe, I don't want anyone else to succeed. I don't believe there's enough for everyone. When this seed blooms, you'll feel like you never have enough money, and what you do have won't bring real joy. It also attracts competition and sabotage. Jewish philosophy values unity and mutual support in business, believing one person's prosperity lifts the whole community. Envying others' success is taboo because it weakens the flow of positive energy and collaboration. Even investment legends Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger show respect and admiration for each other and other successful investors. They don't envy, they learn. This mindset draws incredible opportunities and resources their way. So how do you fix or transform this seed? When you catch yourself feeling envious, notice it without judgment. If envy creeps in, flip it. Think of something good you've done and feel joy about it. This is like a reverse coffee meditation. Most importantly, plant the opposite seed. Celebrate and rejoice in others' success. Genuinely congratulate someone when they share financial good news. Learn from successful people instead of tearing them down. Share their success stories with others, spreading positivity. Help someone achieve their financial goals. If you see someone struggling, offer help, even if it's just sincere advice. You might wonder, how can I not feel jealous when their life looks so easy and I'm struggling? Remember, their ease comes from their seeds. Envy won't improve your life, it just plants more scarcity. Celebrating them plants seeds for you to have that same ease. For quick results, whenever you see someone succeed financially, say to yourself, that's awesome. I'm genuinely thrilled for their success, and I know it's a good sign for me. Legendary investor George Soros made one of the greatest financial bets in history, shorting the British pound, a move packed with enormous risk. But instead of just obsessing over numbers and market strategies, Soros did something many considered unusual right before that historic trade. He made a huge donation to a charity supporting education. This wasn't a PR stunt. It came from a deep belief in backing meaningful social causes, an act of giving even while standing on the edge of uncertainty. And the result? That day, the pound crashed, and his fund raked in over $1 billion. Cementing his name as a legend, Soros later hinted at a kind of luck and clarity he felt when his mind was clear and aligned with higher values. See, the secret isn't in making money the traditional way. It's in becoming a source of wealth for others. When you focus on planting seeds of prosperity by helping others achieve their financial dreams, you're tapping into an endless flow of abundance for yourself. The core principle always taught is this: if you want something, help someone else get it first. It's a beautiful paradox of the universe. While the world is busy worrying and competing, you, understanding the law of karma, will open your heart and give. This isn't just the path to material wealth, it's the road to inner peace and a life that means something. You're not a victim of money. You're its creator. That power is in your hands right now. When you truly grasp that every financial experience comes from the seeds you've planted, you'll no longer feel helpless or stuck. You have limitless potential to shift your money flow, to build a future of abundance and freedom. Don't just read this. Start today. Pick one financial goal, find a seed partner, make a plan to help them, and don't skip your nightly coffee meditation to nurture those good seeds. I promise you'll be amazed at how quickly your mind's garden starts blooming with flowers of wealth and abundance. Every act of helping others is an investment that can't fail. It doesn't just bring you material prosperity, it brings peace, joy, and meaning to your life. Act now to become the true creator of your financial destiny, not just for yourself, but for a more abundant, beautiful world. If you found this helpful and want to dive deeper into applying this ancient wisdom to your life and finances, subscribe to our channel today. We'll keep exploring this journey to true abundance and freedom together. Thank you for watching this video, wishing you swift success and incredible results on your path of planting wealth. May prosperity flow abundantly into your life. With gratitude and love,